To have the highest chance of making sure that you get a return on the home, someone like me is going to give you the best chance there.
Hello.
Hey, Kayla.
Hey, Michael, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing.
Well, I had wanted to reach out about your place out there in Kearney. I know that's probably a very tender topic with what went on with Christopher. I don't claim to know the whole backstory, but I just noticed that the house had started going through the foreclosure process and wanted to reach out and see how I could help.
Absolutely. So, he passed last year, and I had thought that, me, because we have 2 little boys, I had thought that, I was going to try to stay in the house and, try to maybe, do some different things with it, because ultimately he passed away in my lap at the house.
Oh my.
So, that's something that I wanted to try to do, just because, that had been our home for a few years.
Yeah.
So I had tried to stay there, but ultimately at the beginning of this year, I ultimately decided that, let's start the process of getting stuff boxed up. I think it's time to move on and move forward and, kind of start, somewhere else. So I will say it has been hard with me and the boys, because I did, of course, receive some money after he had passed, which I had then used to pay off, debts that he had still owed and whatnot. And just, being a single mom, having to pay all the bills, my debts, my car payment, which is, nearly $800 a month, along with trying to, get the mortgage paid every month. I'm going to say, been struggling. It's not an easy thing to do, especially, like I said, being a single mom with 2 boys. So I've tried doing the best that I can. All that I know is that I don't want to lose this house. I was wanting to sell it and make money off of it.
Of course.
Just, anything that I can do to, get it reversed, or, I can tell you, do I have a lot of money right now? Unfortunately, I don't, but I'm willing to, try to work something out. So that's why I wanted to call you and see kind of what the options were, or the directions that you could lead.
Oh, absolutely happy to help. And we can go through all those options right now. And we've stopped hundreds and hundreds of foreclosure sales, and this is our passion to help people out of this situation, and happy to do that. You're not living there now, correct?
So I kind of am. It's kind of part-time.
Okay.
So not full-time.
Okay. What would be your ideal realistic outcome? I mean, what are you wanting to see happen?
So what I would like to see happen is for me to be able to move forward with selling the house. I'm wanting to get out of there. I wouldn't say by the end of this month quick, but if it could happen, possibly by the middle to end of January, that would be ideal for me. Realistically, I was wanting to make money off of it so I could, pay off my car loan, so I could get rid of any debt that I may have that I've kind of had to put off to the side due to, having to deal with Chris's. So that's really why I was wanting to do that.
For sure, and we can definitely get you an offer that would net you a good amount, and then we have what's called post-possession time, so we could close on the house, make sure everything with the foreclosure is taken care of, get you money in your pocket, and then we assist people from A to Z, whether it be packing up stuff, whether it be finding new housing, whether it be moving your stuff from point A to point B. We really try to make it a seamless process. But usually something like that's going to take 60 to 90 days. I mean, you're a single mom, you have kids, you got work and all that, so it's just hard to do it on your own. So usually we will get that money in your pocket, give you some peace of mind, and then you'll have 60 to 90 days, and you would be working with my team. I have a transaction coordinator named Christina, and she is wonderful in terms of giving you resources that can help you get to the next phase there. So definitely happy to help with that. But I can walk you through all 5 of the options that you have, and you can ask me any question during that time. So
absolutely.
Okay. So number 1 is a reinstatement. A reinstatement just means you're paying that money that you're behind at the moment. So do you have an idea on about how much you're behind, give or take?
I don't. It's definitely more than what I have in my pocket right now, unfortunately.
Okay. Good deal. So probably not going to be the reinstatement if you don't have that money. The second option, I don't know if you've talked to your lender about a loan modification at all.
I have not.
Okay. So that loan modification is more for if you want to live there long term. You could speak with the lender, see what they could do to kind of wrap that money you're behind into a longer term payment, and your payment would probably go up a little bit, but it would allow you to pay that off over time. But it doesn't really sound like that's really your goal to do something like that. Okay. Well, I guess we can kind of just skip to that cash sale option, because it sounds like that's what you're wanting to do. With that option, we would meet you out at the house. We would walk through the property, kind of take a look at it, and just discuss with you on what your needs are, how much money you're needing for the house, and what type of money does it take to get you to your ideal realistic outcome there. And see if we can come up with a solution that works. And then we would close within a handful of days and, get this, chapter behind you.
Okay. So if that is the option that we are wanting to take, I guess the questions that I would have is, because I obviously want to get whatever I can out of the house. Of
course.
How do you guys work with closing costs? What percentage? Because I know that, of course, with working with the realtor, they have their own percentage that they have to take out. What is your guys' percentage versus that?
So a realtor, you're going to have probably 8 to 9% in closing costs. And then right now, I don't know if you pay attention to the market and how it's going, but the housing market's slowed significantly just because of interest rates. It's gone from 3 to about 8% in the last year or so. So it's just taking a lot longer to sell houses. Like used to, you probably know, you could get an offer on day 0 of listing the house and get 2 or 3 offers. But right now it's taking 30 to 40 days just to get an offer. And that's what is concerning with foreclosure situations, is that that whole time you're up against the clock. But with us, of course, we want to make a profit. You would make a little bit more probably going on the market, but it's just a matter of, can you get it sold before that foreclosure sale. So I could walk you through all the numbers from both directions and kind of just give you both options and let you weigh those and see if we're a good option. And if we're not, we can definitely refer you to an agent that could list at a discount. But with the timeline and with how the market it is, it's just tough to go the MLS route right now.
Right.
But what we could do is just set up an appointment, talk it through. You're not obligated to work with us. We just want to give you all your options and help you gain some clarity on what the best path is for you and your family there.
Okay. Is there an email that you could send to me after? Is that possible? Just so I have all the information.
Oh, sure. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and my email. Do you want it now or?
Oh, no, I meant, is there a possible way that you could send me, if you have any paperwork or whatnot, to my email, just so I have it, in case I forget anything?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can definitely send you all that information and make sure we're connected. What's your schedule looking like? I know you're probably super busy with your kids and everything else going on.
Yes, so I have work Monday through Friday, of course, and then weekends. I've just been trying to kind of get more stuff gathered up in the house, ready to take to a storage unit. That was going to actually be my next question. I do have repairs that I need to make on the house. Back whenever we had dogs, they had actually chewed up a couple of my wooden balusters.
Okay.
So I was going to need to get those fixed. And then my husband was a type 1 diabetic, and there was one day where he had actually punched a hole in the wall in our kitchen.
Yeah.
So, and that had never been repaired. So just kind of smaller,
and that's one of the
cosmetic
benefits
things.
of selling to a company like us is you don't have to do any of those repairs. We would
Gotcha.
just buy it 100% as is, but like I said, we could walk through both options and, hey, this is the investor offer. This is what you might want to do to get it up to market value. Here's how much you want to spend. We could walk through
Right.
both of those, and it might just help you to kind of process through what's best for you guys.
Okay. That sounds good. So if this is something that I was wanting to go ahead and follow through with, how would all that work in contacting the lender to let them know?
Good
Because I
question.
obviously don't want it to be too late, or telling them at the last minute.
Good
So what
question.
would the next process be?
So let's say that we agreed upon a price and we wanted to move forward. We would fill out a purchase agreement and we would send that over to our title company. We use a gentleman named Rick Davis. He's wonderful. And he would actually contact the lender for you. So who is your lender? Do you remember?
So I believe it changed, but I believe it's Mr. Cooper right now.
Okay. So we would contact Mr. Cooper and we would order a payoff. They would send a final payoff to Rick Davis. And whatever amount we agreed to, the amount that would pay off the lender, it would go to them first, wipe out that loan, and then whatever was left would be issued to you through a wire or a check, however you wanted it.
Gotcha. So if this was something that I scheduled, say, for Saturday afternoon to have you guys come out and meet, you guys would go ahead and send over the information that day. I'm guessing, I'm not sure their time that they're open, Mr. Cooper. I don't know if they're open on weekends or how that would work. But
so usually lenders are open to like noon or 2 in the afternoon on Saturdays, but it depends on the lender.
Okay. So say we do come up with an offer if we happen to meet on Saturday. And that's sent in to the lender on Monday. That's because I know that it's up for...
do you remember what the date of the sale was? I'm not in front of my computer. I can look it up.
I want to say that it was the 12th. So
here, let me see real quick.
That means that if everything was sent over on Monday, they're being, they're getting offered, the stuff of the house. So I highly doubt that they would turn that down. But I just want to make sure it's not too late because I don't want to, dig a hole for myself.
So like I said, we've done hundreds and hundreds of these, and many times people come to us at the last second, the day before, a couple days before. Rick Davis was actually a foreclosure attorney himself, so he has relationships with all these different banks and lenders and can get information and get houses closed fast. So I have no concern with that. Let me check when your sale was. So your sale is the 12th, which is, what is that? That's next Tuesday. So If we did meet on Saturday, we have done that type of timeline many, many times. Obviously,
Okay.
it's better to do it sooner.
Right.
Just so you're not doing a 911 crazy
Right.
dance before
Right.
the sale, but we have done it many times before, so I'm not worried about that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to get many options. I was actually speaking to there's a realtor that we had bought our house from, and she had actually reached out to me. She had said that my I don't know if you would call her my ex-sister-in-law, being that Chris passed, but it's his sister.
Yeah.
And she was interested in buying the house. And I know this is going to sound wrong and everything, but me and none of Chris's family has really been on speaking terms since the passing. So I don't know that I know that it's family, but I don't necessarily know if that's something that I would truly want to happen.
Right.
So, do you think that it would be the best option, instead of going through a realtor, to go through you guys, being that you guys specialize in doing these things?
So, being that I've seen thousands of these situations,
yeah,
and I know ins and outs of foreclosures because I've done them in every situation known to man.
right.
And then when I compare myself to the average realtor,
Right.
just because they have a license, that doesn't mean they know anything about foreclosures or how to deal with that. So they could certainly, like, you could go sign listing agreements with the agent and list it on Saturday. But the reality is that money has to be paid off before that foreclosure sale on Tuesday, or a ton of work has to be done to get a postponement. And it just takes a particular set of skills and a set of contacts to get that done. So is it possible that she could get it done? Sure, anything's possible. But to have the highest chance of making sure that, you get a return on the home for you and your kiddos, I mean, someone like me is going to give you the best chance there.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. That's why I wanted to ask you, because me thinking, going through a realtor, is it really going to be that fast of a process? So I'm happy I asked you that question.
Yeah.
I was actually planning on going up to my house anyways on Saturday. Like I said, I'm just trying to get everything together.
Right.
I mean, I can go ahead and set up a time to meet with you guys, because, like I said, I don't want this to end up in foreclosure and me missing out on money that I could be making.
For sure.
And like I said, I never wanted it to go down this path that sometimes you have to be selfish and you have to think about yours and your kids'
absolutely.
needs.
Absolutely.
So,
well, what time works for you? I'm in Lee Summit, so I'm probably a 30-minute drive from Kearney up there. Is there a time that works for you?
I would say, just in case I do end up going back and forth to the storage unit that day, would any time work for you guys?
How about like 10? I know you got kiddos, so I don't want to rush you, but is that too early?
10 a.m. Do you want to do maybe noon?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay, because I think what I'm going to do, just to make sure that I, have plenty of time to get whatever I need done.
I get it. Yeah.
I'm going to drop the kids off. That way I'm kind of by myself. That way I'm not having to worry about, talking with you guys versus, trying to, get them settled. So,
makes sense.
Yeah, let's do that. 12 on Saturday sounds perfect.
And then if you would, do you know if you have a recent mortgage statement? Well, I just want to figure out the exact scenario so we can paint a picture of what what to expect in terms of what you're going to net on it.
Are you talking about the principal that is still owed?
Yeah,
to
so
the
if
house?
you had a Mr. Cooper mortgage statement, we're going to need some of that information for one, to order a payoff to get that before the sale. But if you could bring that would be really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Or I actually have a picture of it on my phone because I had actually talked with another company the other day. I didn't end up going with just because they didn't really seem truthful. So I have that. I can send it to you. Is the number that I'm talking with you on, is that a good number to text that to?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you have my cell phone. I can give that to you now.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're ready there.
Okay, let's get it here. Oh, sorry, are you still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
There we go. Okay, I was trying to get to a place to add your cell phone number, and I ended up calling you by accident.
Oh, okay. No big deal.
What is your number?
It's 816.
Perfect.
Well, good deal. Well, I will plan on meeting you Saturday at noon. Is there anything I can do for you between now and then?
I don't think so. I'm ready to get this process done and settled with. I do have a quick question though.
Sure.
So after this is all said and done, say in a payment or a payoff amount on Monday, how long after that will I have to get the rest of my stuff out of the house? Or do you guys just let me...
So usually we give a post-possession of anywhere between 30 to 60 days.
Gotcha.
Being that you have kiddos, seeing the situation before, I would say a 60-day is probably more realistic. That's just a lot of work to move, and we're happy to help you throughout that whole process, but we'd probably give you about 60 days, but it's not like that's a rigid number either.
Gotcha.
I think that's a reasonable amount of time given these types of transactions. So.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. I will go ahead and send over that principal amount, and then I will see you on noon on Saturday.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. And is it okay if I shoot you a text maybe 8 or 9 in the morning on Saturday, make sure that's still working for you?
Absolutely.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks, Kayla, and I appreciate you taking the time.
All right. Thank you, Michael.
All right. Bye-bye now.
All right. Bye-bye.
So this was a deal that we have searched for these people endlessly. The seller, her name is Kayla, she had her husband named Chris. He passed away, and she just distanced herself from his family, distanced herself from her family, and we could not get a hold of her. I've been trying to get a hold of this lady for weeks. We've tried Facebook profiles, we've tried direct mail, we've tried texting, video messages, everything. A few days ago, I got a hold of her dad. He was very dismissive, did not really want to talk to me, but I said, look, I just want to be a backup plan for your daughter. Surely she's got it taken care of, but at the end of the day, things happen. Sometimes people don't know what to do with a foreclosure. So if she happens to come down to it and it's not working out, would you just forward her my number to her? And he must have done that. She called me, and that's what it takes in niche, is digging deep, taking the extra step, really researching these people, keeping after it, and not giving up at the first sign of resistance. If you give up at first sign of resistance, you're not going to get many deals. There might be some low-hanging fruit, but there's not many. So on this one, really put a lot of time into it. The dad forwarded the number. She called me, and you could tell that she's a little bit leery. There's probably people coming after her from all angles, and she wanted to work with someone that she trusted. And you could tell that on that phone call, she said that there was another company that was talking to her, but they didn't seem trustworthy. So you notice on that call, I'm not necessarily forcing myself down her throat. I'm not pushing myself. She's talking about realtors and different things. And I'm going down that path and allowing her to explore that. And if you really explain it and kind of help them understand that, look, you only got a couple days, you're not going to be able to list that thing. But the average investor is going to say, no, realtors don't work, awful, they don't know anything, go with me. You got to be supportive of what they want. And by being supportive, you get in that trusted advisor role. And then at that point, they trust you. And they'll let you come over to the house. So you cannot push. You just have to be supportive, give them all their options. And if you're the right one, it's going to work out. And if you're not the right one, still be supportive. You could get a Google review, you could get something out of it. So hopefully you guys got a little bit of value out of that call. That was a prime, motivated pre-foreclosure lead, and we may just get a deal out of this one.